Golden State leads Minnesota 31-28 with 2:34 left in the second quarter. Right now, it's staying close in Minneapolis. Maya Caldwell connects from downtown, knocking down a 23-footer for the Lynx. That makes it a three-point game now, 31-28. Kayla McBride had the assist. Gabby Williams hits a deep three-pointer. Golden State extends their lead, now 34-28 with 2 minutes left in the first half. Whoa! Golden State is shooting 43% from the field, while Minnesota is at 35%. The Valkyries are also leading in assists, 13-8. Veronica Burton is leading Golden State with 7 points, and Maya Caldwell has 9 for the Lynx. Janelle Salone has pulled down 4 rebounds. Golden State holding a 4-point lead, 34-30, as they bring it up court. Just a minute and a half left until halftime in Minnesota. The Valkyries are trying to bounce back from a loss against Chicago back on August 21st. Right now, they lead the Lynx 34-30. Golden State will be in Connecticut tomorrow to face the Sun, but right now in Minnesota, they hold a 34-30 lead over the Lynx. We're down to exactly 1 minute left in the first half here in Minneapolis. The Golden State Valkyries hold a 34-30 lead over the Lynx. Antonia Dallaire had a chance to push the lead, but she misses the three-pointer. Golden State still holds a narrow 34-32 lead with about 30 seconds to go. Nafisa Collier drills the 7-foot fadeaway. A huge shot to cut the Golden State lead to just 2, 34-32 with halftime coming up. The Valkyries have the edge in field goal percentage, 41% to 37% for the Lynx. Minnesota has also out-rebounded them, 20-15. Veronica Burton has 7 points for the Valkyries, and Maya Caldwell leads the Lynx with 9 points. Natasha Howard has pulled down 6 rebounds for Minnesota. And that's the buzzer as they head to the locker rooms at halftime. The Valkyries hold a 34-32 lead over the Minnesota Lynx. The horn sounds to end the first half. Golden State leads Minnesota 34-32. Both teams will head to the locker room to regroup before the third quarter. The Lynx are looking to build on their last game, which was a win against Washington back on August 21st. Right now at halftime, they trail Golden State 34-32. The Minnesota Lynx will travel to Atlanta to face the Dream on Sunday, August 30th. Golden State leads them at halftime, 34-32. It's halftime here in Minneapolis, and we've got a tight one. The Golden State Valkyries hold a 34-32 lead over the Lynx. Gabby Williams tried to launch a three-point shot from deep just before the buzzer, but it didn't go. Golden State still has a slim 34-32 lead as we head into the break. Golden State leads Minnesota by 2 points here at halftime. The Valkyries are shooting slightly better overall, 39% to 35% for the Lynx. Minnesota did pull down more rebounds, 20-15. We're at halftime, and it's 34-32. Golden State on top. The Valkyries will maintain possession when the second half begins. It's halftime here, and we're seeing a 2-point game on the scoreboard. The Golden State Valkyries hold a 34-32 lead over the Minnesota Lynx. We've reached halftime in Minneapolis, and we've got a close one. The Golden State Valkyries hold a 34-32 lead over the Lynx. It's halftime here, and we're seeing a 2-point game on the scoreboard. The Golden State Valkyries hold a 34-32 lead over the Minnesota Lynx. We've reached halftime in Minneapolis, and we've got a close one. The Golden State Valkyries hold a 34-32 lead over the Lynx. We're at halftime, and it's 34-32. Golden State on top. The Valkyries will maintain possession when the second half begins. It's halftime here, and we're seeing a 2-point game on the scoreboard. The Golden State Valkyries hold a 34-32 lead over the Minnesota Lynx. Veronica Burton has the Valkyries leading by 2, scoring 7 points and dishing out 6 assists. Maya Caldwell is pacing the Lynx with 9 points. We've reached halftime here, and it's the Golden State Valkyries leading the Minnesota Lynx 34-32. The second half is just around the corner. We're at halftime. The Valkyries holding an edge over the Lynx, 34-32. Both teams are now back in the locker room, planning for the second half. At halftime, the Golden State Valkyries lead the Minnesota Lynx 34-32. Both teams are in the locker room as we speak. At halftime, the Golden State Valkyries lead the Minnesota Lynx 34-32. Both teams are in the locker room as we speak. The Valkyries shooting at 39%, while the Lynx are hitting 35% from the field. Golden State has 4 turnovers to Minnesota's 10. At halftime, the Golden State Valkyries lead the Minnesota Lynx 34-32. Both teams are in the locker room right now. We're at halftime. The Valkyries holding an edge over the Lynx 34-32. Both teams are now back in the locker room, planning for the second half. The Valkyries entered this game after a 73-70 loss to the Chicago Sky back on August 21st. Currently, they lead the Lynx 34-32 at halftime. The Valkyries will face the Connecticut Sun on August 26th. Right now, they're up 34-32 at halftime against the Lynx. At halftime, the Golden State Valkyries lead the Minnesota Lynx 34-32. Both teams are currently in the locker rooms. At halftime, the Golden State Valkyries lead the Minnesota Lynx 34-32. Both teams are currently in the locker rooms. We're at halftime. The Valkyries holding an edge over the Lynx 34-32. Both teams are now back in the locker room, planning for the second half. At halftime, the Golden State Valkyries lead the Minnesota Lynx 34-32. Both teams are currently in the locker rooms. Veronica Verton has 7 points and 6 assists for the Valkyries, while Maya Caldwell leads the Lynx with 9 points. Natasha Howard dominating on the boards with 6. The Lynx entered tonight's game after beating the Washington Mystics 94-84 on August 21st. Right now, they trail the Valkyries 34-32 at the half. The Lynx will face the Atlanta Dream on August 30th. Right now, they're trailing the Valkyries 34-32 at halftime. At halftime, the Golden State Valkyries lead the Minnesota Lynx 34-32. Both teams are back in the locker rooms right now. The latest action saw Gabby Williams miss a 24-foot three-point shot. Golden State leads the Lynx 34-32, and we're at the half. The Valkyries are shooting 39% from the field, while the Lynx are at 35%. Golden State has 4 turnovers to Minnesota's 10. We're at halftime. The Valkyries holding an edge over the Lynx 34-32. Both teams are now back in the locker room, planning for the second half. At halftime, the Golden State Valkyries lead the Minnesota Lynx 34-32. Both teams are currently in the locker rooms. At halftime, the Golden State Valkyries lead the Minnesota Lynx 34-32. Both teams are back in the locker rooms right now. At halftime, the Golden State Valkyries lead the Minnesota Lynx 34-32. Both teams are back in the locker rooms right now. At halftime, the Golden State Valkyries lead the Minnesota Lynx 34-32. Both teams are currently in the locker rooms. We're at halftime. The Valkyries holding an edge over the Lynx 34-32. Both teams are now back in the locker room, planning for the second half. At halftime, the Golden State Valkyries lead the Minnesota Lynx 34-32. Both teams are back in the locker rooms right now. At halftime, the Golden State Valkyries lead the Minnesota Lynx 34-32. Both teams are back in the locker rooms right now. Veronica Burton has 7 points and 6 assists for the Valkyries, while Maya Caldwell leads the Lynx with 9 points. Natasha Howard dominating on the boards with 6. Golden State is up 34-32 against the Lynx at the half. Still anyone's game as we head into the third quarter. As we look ahead to the second half, it'll be interesting to see who establishes their rhythm after this break. Both teams are looking for an edge. It's halftime with Golden State leading the Lynx 34-32. That score reflects a very tight contest through 2 periods. Here we go, the third quarter is underway. Both teams are resetting on the floor now, and this game is still up for grabs. Just 10 seconds into the third now, and Golden State's lead remains 34-32. It continues to be a very tight game. Looking at the stats, Golden State's shooting at 39% from the field, while Minnesota has managed 34%. The Lynx have pulled in 20 rebounds to Golden State's 15. Veronica Burton leads Golden State with 7 points and 6 assists, while Natasha Howard posted 9 points and 6 boards for Minnesota. Both players are having strong performances so far. And Natasha Howard drives hard to the rim for the layup. That's a great connection from Collier, cutting the lead to 2. About a minute into the third quarter and Minnesota's possession now. They're looking to string some good plays together and get back in front. We're updated to show the Lynx have made it a 1-point game, now trailing 36-35. Golden State is coming off a loss to the Sky on August 21st. With 9 minutes left in the third quarter, we are all tied up at 36 apiece. Golden State will look to finish this one strong before heading to Connecticut on August 26th. And Natasha Howard sinks the second free throw. That makes it a tie game at 36 apiece, with 9 minutes left in the third. The score remains tied at 36 with 8:38 left in the third. Neither team can quite pull away in this one so far. Still tied at 36, and Zandalicini can't connect on the long-range 3. The Valkyries are looking to break the tie on this next possession. It's neck and neck in this 36-all game, with Golden State hitting 40% from the field. The Lynx hold a commanding rebound advantage, 22-16. Zandalicini hits the first free throw, putting the Lynx back in front, 37-36. They'll look to extend that lead on the next possession. The Valkyries are holding on to a 38-36 advantage. Veronica Burton has 7 points and 7 assists, while Natasha Howard's up to 11 points and 7 boards. Under 8 minutes left in the third quarter, and the Valkyries have position. They're clinging to that 2-point lead and trying to build some momentum against this tough Lynx defense. We're late in the third quarter now, and Golden State's still holding on, 38-36. That's after Minnesota won their previous game against the Mystics back on August 21st. Still 38-36 in favor of Golden State, just over 7 minutes left in the third. Looking ahead, the Lynx travel to Atlanta on August 30th for their next game. It's 40-36 in favor of Golden State with 7:26 left in the third quarter. They've managed to create a little distance now in this tight matchup. Score remains 40-36, and Maya Caldwell misses a long-range three. Golden State will look to push the ball and add to that lead right now. Tiffany Hayes drops in a two-footer, extending that Golden State lead to 4, 40-36 midway through the third. In this 40-36 game, Golden State is shooting at 40%, while Minnesota's at 33%. But the Lynx have a significant rebounding advantage, 23-17. Tiffany Hayes now has 9 points for the Valkyries, while Veronica Burton has dished out 7 assists. Natasha Howard's up to 11 points and 7 rebounds for Minnesota. Six minutes and change left in the third, and Golden State retains possession. They're leading 40-36 with a chance to extend that cushion before the quarter ends. Xanda Lassini with the sweet turnaround jumper. Great feed from Salon, and the lead is back to 4 in this tight contest. Golden State is holding on to a 42-38 lead with 5:53 remaining in the third quarter. They've maintained that slight advantage throughout this period. Still 42-38, and Xanda Lassini sinks that turnaround jumper. That's keeping the Lynx close, and they're definitely looking to make a run right now. Olivia Miles drives hard and finishes the layup. Minnesota trims the deficit to just 2, 42-38 on that beautiful move. With the score at 42-38, Golden State's shooting is holding steady at 40%. Meanwhile, Minnesota's grabbing the boards, 24 rebounds to 18 for the Valkyries. Cecilia Xanda Lassini is in double figures now with 10 points, while Veronica Burton has delivered 7 assists for Golden State. Natasha Howard has 11 points and 7 boards for Minnesota. We're down to 5:24 left in the third, and the Valkyries have the ball. They're still holding on to a 42-38 advantage, trying to find some breathing room against the Lynx. Checking in on the scoring update, the Golden State Valkyries are holding a slim lead, currently 42-38 over the Minnesota Lynx. We're about halfway through the third quarter with 5:24 to play. Janelle Salon looking to extend the lead, but she misses that 23-foot pull-up three. Still 42-38 Valkyries with 5:24 remaining in the third. Checking in on the scoring update, the Golden State Valkyries are holding a slim lead, currently 42-38 over the Minnesota Lynx. We're about halfway through the third quarter with 5:24 to play. Checking in on the scoring update, the Golden State Valkyries are holding a slim lead, currently 42-38 over the Minnesota Lynx. We're about halfway through the third quarter with 5:24 to play. The Valkyries are holding a 42-38 lead over the Lynx, and they'll retain possession with 5:24 left in the third. Minnesota needs a stop to swing the momentum back their way. Checking in on the scoring update, the Golden State Valkyries are holding a slim lead, currently 42-38 over the Minnesota Lynx. We're about halfway through the third quarter with 5:24 to play. Checking in on the scoring update, the Golden State Valkyries are holding a slim lead, currently 42-38 over the Minnesota Lynx. We're about halfway through the third quarter with 5:24 to play. Checking in on the scoring update, the Golden State Valkyries are holding a slim lead, currently 42-38 over the Minnesota Lynx. We're about halfway through the third quarter with 5:24 to play. Checking in on the scoring update, the Golden State Valkyries are holding a slim lead, currently 42-38 over the Minnesota Lynx. We're about halfway through the third quarter with 5:24 to play. The Valkyries are shooting 40% from the floor, hitting 18 of 45. Meanwhile, the Lynx are struggling a bit at just 33% from the field on 13 to 39. Cecilia Zandalicini leading the Valkyries with 10 points. For the Lynx, Natasha Howard has been impressive with 11 points and 7 rebounds. Ooh, a relentless drive by Olivia Miles. She caps it off with the layup. That makes it 42 to 40 with 5:10 remaining in the third. The Valkyries maintain a narrow lead, 42 to 40, and they've got the basketball back with 4:55 to go in the third. Minnesota is bringing the pressure, looking to get that stop. The Valkyries are battling for control, leading 42 to 40 with 4:55 remaining in the third. Golden State's trying to bounce back from a tough loss to Chicago on August 21st. Hayes drills the first, a huge point to stretch it to 43 to 40. She's got one more coming up as we pass the midpoint of the third quarter. The Valkyries are leading 43 to 40 as we head down the stretch of the third quarter. Looking ahead, Golden State will be at Connecticut on August 26th for their next game. Hayes makes it 2 for 2, nailing the second. Golden State pushes its lead to 44 to 40. The pressure is mounting on Minnesota as we near the end of the third quarter. Checking in on the scoring update, the Golden State Valkyries are holding a slim lead, currently 44 to 40 over the Minnesota Lynx. We're about halfway through the third quarter with 4:42 to play. Kyla Charo's trying to make it a one-point game, but her three-point attempt falls short. The Valkyries are holding on to a 44 to 42 advantage with 4:28 remaining in the third. The Valkyries are now shooting 39% from the floor, connecting on 18 of 46 shots. On the other hand, Minnesota is struggling a bit, hitting 34% from the field on 14 of 41. Kia Stokes converts on the short shot. She gives Golden State some more breathing room. Valkyries now lead 46 to 42 with 3:34 left in the third quarter. Tiffany Hayes leads the Valkyries with 11 points in what is a very tight game. For the Lynx, Natasha Howard is really doing everything, matching that with 11 points and 7 rebounds. The Valkyries are staying slightly ahead, 46 to 42, and they'll have the ball coming out of this timeout. 3:25 to play in the third quarter. The Valkyries are holding on to a 46 to 42 lead with 3:07 remaining in the third. Minnesota is looking to build on the momentum from their win over Washington last Friday. The Valkyries are still leading 46 to 42 with 3:05 left in the third quarter. Looking ahead, the Minnesota Lynx will travel to play the Atlanta Dream on Sunday, August 30th. Checking in on the scoring update, the Golden State Valkyries have extended their lead, currently 49 to 42 over the Minnesota Lynx. We're in the final minutes of the third quarter with 2:55 to play. Hayes for three! She connects on the 24-footer, giving the Valkyries their biggest lead. It's now 49 to 42 with 2:59 left in the third quarter. Tiffany Hayes just nailed a huge three-pointer from 24 feet, pushing the Valkyries' lead to 49 to 42. That was assisted by Kia Stokes, and there's now 2:44 left in the third. McBride hits the first free throw. That's a big one to shrink the gap to 49 to 43. She's got one more at the stripe with 2:44 to play in the third. The Valkyries are still hitting 40% from the floor, now 20 of 50 on field goals. The Lynx are connecting on 34% for the game with 15 of 44 shots fallen. Tiffany Hayes is having a big night for the Valkyries, now up to 14 points. Over on the Minnesota side, Natasha Howard is still their leading scorer with 11 points and 7 rebounds. McBride nails her second. Wait, hold on, the score is moving up. That pushes it to 52 to 44 Valkyries. With 2:44, the Golden State Valkyries lead by 8 with 2:23 remaining in the third, now up to 52 points. They'll have the ball coming out of this stop and play. Checking in on the scoring update, the Golden State Valkyries are holding a solid lead, currently 52 to 44 over the Minnesota Lynx. We're in the final minutes of the third quarter with 2:17 to go. With 2:17 left in the third, Salon connects from deep, assisted by Williams. That makes the score 52-44, Golden State on top. Checking the stats in this one, Golden State is shooting 41% from the field. Meanwhile, Minnesota has hit 34%. Tiffany Hayes has 14 points for Golden State. For Minnesota, Natasha Howard has 11. The Valkyries maintaining their lead, up 52-44. We're inside 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. As the clock ticks down in the third, it's still an 8-point game. Golden State holding on, leading 52-44. Nia Coffey launches a long ball from 24 feet, but it's no good. The Valkyries lead by 10, 54-44, with 1:35 left in the third. Oh, what a shot! Gabby Williams pulls up from 17 feet and drills it. The assist coming from Tiffany Hayes. Golden State leads by 10, 54-44, with 1:35 left in the third. Checking the numbers, Golden State is now shooting 42% from the field. Minnesota is lagging behind at 33%. For Golden State, Tiffany Hayes leads with 14 points. Natasha Howard has 11 points and 7 rebounds for Minnesota. Golden State maintaining a 9-point lead, 54-45, with 1:25 remaining in the third. Golden State leads by 8, 54-46, as we wind down this third quarter. There's 1 minute and 25 seconds remaining. Gabby Williams lets fly from 27 feet, but it catches the rim and stays out. Time winding down in the third. Golden State still up by 8. Golden State's shooting has dropped slightly to 41%. Minnesota is still struggling at 33% from the floor. Tiffany Hayes has 14 points for Golden State. For Minnesota, Natasha Howard leads with 11 points and has 7 rebounds. Coffey connects from 8 feet. Great feed from Dallaire to set her up. Minnesota cutting into the lead, 54-48, Golden State. We've got 14.7 seconds left in the third. The Valkyries hold a 6-point lead, 54-48. Golden State leads by 6, 54-48, and they're coming off a loss to Chicago back on August 21st. There's 14.7 seconds left in the third. Golden State leads 55-48 with 14.7 seconds left in the third. And looking ahead, the Valkyries will be at Connecticut on August 26th. And Coffey lays it in right at the buzzer. What a play to finish the third quarter. Minnesota trims the deficit, trailing Golden State by just 5, 55-50. And that will do it for the third quarter. The score is Golden State 55, Minnesota 50. We've got 15 seconds left on the clock. Right at the buzzer, Nia Coffey tips it in. That cuts the lead to 5, 55-50 as we head into the final quarter. Taking a look at the stats, Golden State is shooting 41% from the field. Minnesota, they've managed 33% so far. There's the final buzzer of the third quarter. Golden State holds a 55-48 lead as they head into the final frame. Checking the player stats, Tiffany Hayes has 14 points for Golden State. Natasha Howard leads Minnesota with 11 points and 7 rebounds. We're at the end of the third quarter with Golden State leading by 7, 55-48. Golden State leads by 7, 55-48, and they are winners against Washington back on August 21st. That's the end of the third quarter. Golden State leads 55-48 at the end of the third. And looking ahead, Minnesota will be at Atlanta on August 30th. We're heading into the final quarter. We've reached the end of the third quarter with Golden State leading by 7, 55-48. Just 10 minutes left to decide this game. Gabby Williams steps to the line and hits the second of 2 free throws. That pushed the Golden State lead to 7, 55-48 as the third quarter comes to an end. We've got 10 minutes of play left on the clock. Golden State maintains a 55-48 lead as we head into the final frame. That is the end of the third quarter. Golden State leading by 7, 55-48. We're heading into the final 10 minutes now. Checking the team stats, Golden State with the 41% shooting and just 4 turnovers. Minnesota scuffling at 33%, struggling with 12 turnovers on the night. The scoreboard shows Golden State holding the 55-48 lead. We're ready to start the fourth quarter with 10 minutes left to play. We're just getting started in the fourth quarter, and Golden State has already extended their lead to 58-48. Minnesota's got to find an answer quickly with 9:37 left. Salon splashes a deep 3 from downtown. Chen with the nice assist. That pushes Golden State's lead to 58-48. We can confirm Janelle Salon just knocked down a 22-foot three-pointer for Golden State. Caitlin Chen provided the assist for that basket. The stat breakdown presents a clear picture so far. Golden State hit 40% from the field. They've been much cleaner with just 4 turnovers, compared to 13 for Minnesota. We have the current leaders. Tiffany Hayes with 14 points for Golden State. Natasha Howard has 11 points and 7 rebounds for the Lynx. Checking the score, Golden State still holds the advantage, 58-48. We have 8 minutes and 41 seconds left on the clock in this fourth quarter. Golden State maintaining control with an 11-point lead, now 58-49. Just over 8.5 minutes remain in regulation. Our official data indicates Nafisa Collier has just missed a 24-foot three-point attempt. Golden State is leading 58-50 right now in the fourth. Kayla McBride hits the first free throw. The lead is down to 8, 58-50 with 8:41 remaining. We're seeing a difference in efficiency here. Golden State hitting 40% from the field, while Minnesota is struggling at just 33% on their attempts. Ball security is also key. Let's look at their leaders. Tiffany Hayes is pacing the Valkyries with 14 points. Minnesota looks to Natasha Howard, who has 11 points and 7 rebounds. Checking the clock, there's 7 minutes and 59 seconds left to play in regulation. Golden State still holding that margin, 58-50. It's an 8-point game for Golden State, 58-50. Just under 8 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Now our official feed indicates Olivia Miles has just missed a 26-foot step-back three-pointer. Golden State remains in front, 58-50 here in the fourth. Checking the team stats, Golden State is shooting 40% from the field, and turnovers are still a major factor. Minnesota has 13, while the Valkyries only have 5. We confirm Golden State lost to Chicago 73-70 on August 21st. Right now, they hold an 8-point advantage over Minnesota. We can confirm Golden State will travel to play Connecticut on August 26th. Now in the fourth, with just under 8 minutes remaining, they lead Minnesota by 8. We have 7 minutes and 59 seconds left in the final period. Golden State holds an 8-point lead over Minnesota, 58-50. As we pass the midway point of the fourth, Golden State still maintains an 8-point lead, 58-50. We have 7 minutes and 59 seconds remaining on the clock. Golden State clinging to an 8-point lead, 58-50. We have 7 minutes and 59 seconds left on the clock in the fourth quarter. We enter the final stretch, and it's still an 8-point game, 58-50 for Golden State. Just under 8 minutes remain on the clock in regulation. There's an 8-point advantage for Golden State, 58-50. We have 7 minutes and 59 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. To recap earlier context, Minnesota beat Washington 94-84 on August 21st. Today they trail Golden State by 8 points with 7 minutes and 59 seconds on the clock. Checking context, Minnesota's next game is against Atlanta on August 30th. Back to the game, Golden State leads Minnesota by 7, 58-51. Golden State holds a 10-point lead, 61-51, as we progress through the final period. There's 7 minutes and 31 seconds remaining on the clock. Burton connects again from downtown. Zandalicini with the perfect pass, and that gives Golden State a 61-54 advantage. We can confirm Veronica Burton just drained a 27-foot three-pointer for Golden State. Cecilia Zandalicini was credited with the assist for that basket. Burton drives hard for the layup and finishes. Golden State leads by 6, 63-57, with 7:03 lingering. Looking at the stat breakdown, Golden State is shooting 41%, while Minnesota is at 33%. The turnover story is a key factor, 13 for the Lynx versus just 5 from the Valkyries. Tiffany Hayes leads Golden State with 14 points, while Natasha Howard counters with 12 for Minnesota. Veronica Burton has dished out 7 assists, and Olivia Miles has 5. Oh my! Nafisa Collier nails a bomb from downtown! Golden State still holds a 65-57 lead with 6:55 to play. Golden State retains possession, nursing an 8-point lead with the clock ticking down to 6:14 in regulation. The Valkyries are looking to hold on against the Lynx, leading 65-57. We're at the 5:53 mark in the fourth quarter, with the Golden State Valkyries leading 68-57. They've slightly extended their advantage down the stretch. The latest confirmed action shows Gabby Williams draining a three-pointer for the Valkyries with 5:40 left. That extends their lead to 68-57 over the Lynx. Golden State is shooting 43% from the field, while Minnesota is struggling at just 33%. The Valkyries have also outscored the Lynx in the paint. Veronica Burton leads Golden State with 14 points and 7 assists. Natasha Howard pacing Minnesota with 12 points and 7 rebounds. They trail 68-57. The Valkyries maintain a double-digit lead, 68-57, with 4:56 left in the fourth. They have moved one step closer to securing this win. We're at 4:32 remaining in the fourth quarter. The Golden State Valkyries have built a 71-57 lead over the Minnesota Lynx. Cecilia Zandalicini has knocked down a 25-footer, extending the Golden State lead to 71-57. That triple came off an assist from Gabby Williams, with 4:32 remaining. Golden State maintaining a 43% field goal percentage, with Minnesota still down around 33%. The Valkyries have also moved ahead in the rebound count, 29-28. Veronica Burton has logged 14 points and 7 assists for Golden State. Minnesota's Natasha Howard is leading the way with 12 points and 7 rebounds. The Valkyries continue to set the pace. We're approaching the midpoint of the fourth quarter with the score 71-57 in favor of Golden State. Minnesota is trying to formulate a comeback, but the Valkyries are holding firm. Golden State firmly in control, leading 71-57 with 4:32 remaining. Minnesota needs a big finish to get back into this one. We're in the late stages of the fourth quarter with just 4:32 remaining on the clock. The Golden State Valkyries have a 71-57 lead over Minnesota. Golden State clinging to a 14-point lead, 71-57 down the stretch in Minneapolis. Only 4 minutes and 32 seconds remain in regulation for the Lynx to mount a comeback. Golden State still holding on to a 71-57 lead down the stretch. Just 4 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the fourth, so time is running out for Minnesota. Golden State controlling the pace, up 71-57 with 4:32 left in the game. The Lynx face a tough task trying to close this 14-point gap before the final buzzer. Golden State currently up 71-57 with 4:32 remaining. This is a different look from their 73-70 loss to Chicago on August 21, 2026. The Valkyries lead the Lynx by 14 with 4:15 remaining in this one. Looking ahead, they go to Connecticut for a game against the Sun on Wednesday, August 26th. Golden State holds a comfortable 14-point advantage, 71-57 late in the fourth. Just 4 minutes and 15 seconds remain for the Lynx to mount a final push. Cecilia Zandalicini hits a deep step-back three. Golden State leads Minnesota 71-58 with 4:15 on the clock. That long-range bucket was assisted by Veronica Burton. Golden State is shooting 43% from the field, while Minnesota is converting at just 33%. The Valkyries are winning the turnover battle too, committing just 5 compared to 14 for the Lynx. Howard makes 2 of 2 from the line. Golden State maintains its commanding 74-58 lead with still 4:15 remaining. Wow, Zandalicini nails it from way out. Golden State has a 74-58 lead with 3:49 to go. Cecilia Zandalicini is up to 16 points, and Veronica Burton has 8 assists for Golden State. Natasha Howard is leading Minnesota with 13 points and 7 rebounds. The Valkyries are just running down the clock, holding a solid 74-58 lead with 3:43 remaining. Minnesota is trying to force a miracle, but this one is looking locked up. Golden State leading Minnesota 74-58 with 3:43 remaining. This advantage is a change from Minnesota's 94-84 victory over Washington on August 21, 2026. Minnesota trails Golden State by 16 with 3:43 left in the fourth. The Lynx' next game is against the Atlanta Dream on Sunday, August 30th. Golden State's holding a comfortable 74-58 lead with 3:43 remaining in the fourth quarter. Minnesota faces a steep uphill climb to mount a comeback now. Zandalicini hits a tough 27-foot jumper. That basket brings the Lynx to 58, while Golden State leads 74. Golden State leads in field goal percentage 44-33%. They also have the hedge in total rebounds, 29-28. Cecilia Zandalicini has 16 points for Golden State. For the Lynx, Natasha Howard responds with 13 points and 7 rebounds. We're inside the final 3 minutes of play here. Golden State comfortably leading with the ball, 75-58. Golden State now leads by 19 with less than 3 minutes remaining. The score is 77-58. Zandalicini slices through for 2 more. The Lynx bring their score to 61, while Golden State holds the lead 77. Zandalicini gets another driving layup to go. Golden State still leading by 16, 77-61. Juhas drains a 3 from downtown. Joklova gets the assist on that deep shot. Golden State currently leads 77-61. Golden State leads in field goal percentage 45-35%. Both teams have collected 29 rebounds so far in this contest. Cecilia Zandalicini leads the way with 18 points for Golden State. Natasha Howard has 13 points and 7 rebounds for the Lynx.